Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with the TCRs from Watkins Glen. Of course, if you missed out on the video that went live a couple of days ago where we did the GT4 series from here, you'll know I've had a bit of a nightmare trying to race at Watkins Glen this week. 500 iRacing has gone down the drain. It's about a whole SR point now as well. It's not been fun. So this is going to be my last chance here in the TCRs to try and hopefully get a clean race in at Watkins Glen. Like I said, half-hour race ahead of us. If you missed out on the video from Montreal as well last week, would definitely recommend going back and checking that one out. But yeah, we're starting P20 as the number 17 card, just because I want to try and avoid as much carnage as I possibly can down at the first couple of corners here. I just want to survive at Watkins Glen. One race this week. This is about my 7th attempt between the GT4s and the TCRs. But let's get into it then. Really going to concentrate on this opening lap then. Waiting on those red lights.
Go, nail it.
Trying not to get too much wheel spin off the line, as that is a pretty scary way to start a race there. Especially in a front wheel driver, you can't swing it round very easily.
Clear right.
I absolutely love that. That has got to be one of the worst runs to turn one I think I've ever witnessed on iRacing. Then no idea what that Audi was doing, but he certainly got some payback for it. Just completely swung across the other guy there. A bit unfortunate to get a 1x, but no contact, no damage. That's the most important thing. Like I said, I just want to survive this race at least once this week there. And I'm hoping the TCR is going to be the car I can do it in, because it certainly has not been the Merc this week. It's all over the back of the 21. Just take it nice and easy into the bus stop on lap 1. Rears like to lock on the way in there, as that's an interesting line from the 21 car ahead of us there, as they're 2x2 in through the carousel. I feel like we have got pretty decent pace actually in the car around here. It's just about trying to actually hit some consistent lap times and of course, yeah, not get murdered. Speaking of Hyundai, I mean, there's just cars everywhere. Just cars everywhere there as I try and... Okay.
You're right.
Not too sure what that's all about.
Still there.
Going to try and send it a bit deep into the hairpin. Nope, Civic definitely not having any of that. As we've got the Hyundai all over the back of us, but we should be able to get on the power and slam the door on the exit there. But yeah, Watkins Glen, of course, very, very high-speed circuit, especially when we're doing the full layout as well. So plenty of room, you know, if you do make a mistake. You know, all these cars have got the new damage model. As fair play to the Honda for spotting that and avoiding it. That got a little bit close for comfort as we head up the hill in towards the final sector there. We just about muscle our way through. So that was a 3-car overtake in one corner there. There's another off track, but luckily kept it off the wall, because that wall, even as much as look as it sometimes, and it'll absolutely destroy the car there, as you can get away actually with a little bit of curb, or running off the curb even I should say, through that final corner. There's the Hyundai at the road again. Just gets a big drift there. But at the end of lap 1 we've actually made some progress, which is a pretty good feeling after the week, like I said, that I've had. We're up to P16. No idea why crew chief lies about positions always on iRacing, as that is going to be another 1x through turn 1 though. I need to tidy that up.
Warned about track limits.
Yep, crew chief bang on there. We need SR as well this week. That's what I'm desperately after. But anyway, all over the back, though, of the 22. Should be able to get a nice slipstream run as we head up the hill. See if we can get a little bit closer to him. I mean, he's got slightly less iRacing than me, and I mean, we are, yeah, our iRacing is definitely skewed at the moment. We've got a lot less than I'd hope my sort of pace actually constitutes. So that, again, is very, very wide, though, through chicane. Still lacking a bit of confidence early on here, but we'll keep trying to apply pressure to the 22.
P15.
Oh, Honda having a look up the inside of the Hyundai back down at turn 1. As now we are up into P16 then of this race, so still making good progress. We're pretty much back to neutral iRacing. Just need to gain a couple more spots here. Pretty certain this is a top split affair, but I don't think, I mean, there was only 2 splits I think for this one. As all that got very, very close up through the S's. Fingers crossed we're going to be able to gain on the pair of them here as we head up the back straight. Such a long, fast-flowing section of corners here at Watkins Glen, but of course very, very dangerous as well. As we head up into the bus stop, Honda just backs out of that one, I think wisely so, because that Hyundai has been very much all over the place early on in this race. I think if I decide to do the TCRs again next season, I'm going to try out that Honda. Sorry, that Hyundai Veloster, even, I should say. You know, enjoyed the Elantra. That's a 1X felt a bit unfair.
For cutting the track. Keep it between the white lines.
I mean, I was on the grass, but thought we'd get away with that one. But yeah, just starting to hit my marks a little bit more, getting a bit more used to the car again. Remembering how the Civic likes to drive. Fingers crossed, like I said, we can try and actually make a move on these guys nice as soon. There, as soon as I say that, Honda does not get the run off the corner, so we're going to be able to have a look to the inside as we head down the next straightaway here. Not going to get much overspeed on him, but we are going to be able to get a look in.
Clear left.
So he's going to try and outbrake me, and fair play to him. Gets it slowed down around the outside there. Of course, got a much wider entry to the corner and utilises that to the best of his ability. Is just trying to keep it tidy. I mean, this corner, I'm like to hug the curb in this thing, and then you can still understeer quite badly out on the exit. Can we try and get a nice tidy run through the final couple of corners there? Maybe slingshot our way back down towards turn 1 there. Honda gets a much better run through the penultimate corner. Oh, we just nudged the grass though through the final one, and that might put pay to a run this time round. But you never know, if he gets another run on the Hyundai as we head back up the S's, this might not be over just yet there as we tear back down in towards the first corner. Let's just wait and see. Nice and tidy on the way in there. Honda takes a lot of curb in front. Oh, that was very close to a 1X, but we get a monstrous run at the first couple of corners here, and I'm going to have to run wide to try and stagger where I get the overspeed there. Just a little trick you have to do sometimes around the S's as we get very, very close to the wall on the exit, but now both myself and the other Honda gaining on the green Hyundai here as we could try and make it 3 wide, but I'm not going to. And just back out on the outside there as that time around the Hyundai backs out. Honda's pulled off the move, and fair play to him there as he gets a little bit out of shape on the exit of the bus stop. Is the Hyundai going to send it? He's going to think about it, but not really be given a choice there as the Honda chops him off. This is a brilliant little battle early on here in Watkins Glen. But I feel like I have still definitely got a bit of pace over the pair of them there, as, again, all of us just taking slightly different lines. I mean, you've kind of got the Hyundai Veloster and the Civic drive very similarly, and then, of course, the Audi and the Elantra as well sort of drive more similarly, just due to the wheelbases on the cars being so different there. As there we go, Hyundai back to the outside of the Honda. So we head down the next straight. Who's going to come out on top in this one now? And can I try to gain anything from it as well? There is all very, very close to contact. Honda tries to outbrake him. Just about gets the job done again there. Gets it slowed down. But we're just sort of waiting in the wings. We've got the best seat in the house at the moment as this all unfolds. But at some point soon, I'm going to have to try and get in the mix, because we need to try and make up more places in this race. I mean, next car, Soren, 3 seconds up the road. So just Hyundai broke a little bit earlier than I was expecting there. Luckily get away with that at 1X. Just keep nudging the grass though through that final corner, and that's going to really continue to compromise my run at the final turn. It's difficult racing early on here, just trying to find something that works.
14th, fastest lap.
As soon as I say that though, as we head back through turn 1, Hyundai gets caught up behind the Honda as he makes a bit of a mistake, as he's going to try and come right across me as we head up the S's there. Side by side we go. I'm going to try and muscle my way through with the overspeed. Now we've got the outside though for the next part of the corner there, and he's just going to come straight back at me there, but very, very close. Door-to-door racing as we should have a bit of overspeed. Is he going to back out into the corner?
Hold your clear right.
Oh, not really, but somehow we hook it up around the outside, but he's just going to come straight back at me on the exit of the corner there. That got very, very close all of a sudden, as both of us now just losing a little bit to Dan in front. But yeah, definitely want to try and get past the Hyundai here. As you can just see, he's a little bit all over the road through the next couple of corners. Can I try and go for a slow in, fast out approach there? No, he always seems to get really good pickup through the corners. I don't expect him to. But yeah, just... Whoa, broke very, very early there. We need to try and get a run past Lewis. We cannot let Dan get away here, but I'm sure he's thinking, you know, we probably shouldn't battle, so we can both just close back up. Right, let's not actually clip the grass then through the final corner, and you can immediately see the run we've got on the Hyundai. They're going to try and have a look to the inside, which we've just about got the car alongside there. Both going to be rubbing down towards turn 1 there. Can we get the car slowed down on the inside? Yes, we can. And we do make the move work there. Very, very aggressive move, but had to be firm with it as we head through turn 1 there, because we had to make sure we get the overspeed on the exit. So fingers crossed now. That means Lewis has been navigated there. I mean, he's got 2.5 KI rating, so surprised he's struggling as much as he is. I'm guessing he's just never really been much of a TCR driver. But yeah, now we've got Daniel just up the road. Either that, or he's got damage. Yeah, Daniel 9/10 up the road there. That nice run out of turn 1 really helped us keep the gap down, as that is not going to help me keep the gap down through the next corner there. A lot of curb. That's going to be our 5th off track of the day. Not what I need. We need to get this gap back going the other way again. No idea what Daniel's done there, but it's allowed me to get a whole lot closer. And now he's going to be on the back foot as we head through the final couple of turns there. Seemed a very, very odd mistake to make at that point of the circuit. Is all you can just see how much now he's trying to push to regain the time, but we might, as long as we stick close, be able to get a run up through the S's there. As again, now we're definitely a little bit more confident. Don't clip the grass through the final corner. Got to keep reminding myself of that one. You can just see he doesn't get the best run out through the final turn there. We can run the car right up towards the wall, but I don't really want to go for anything down at turn 1, to be honest. I want to try and get the run off the corner if I possibly can there. As you can see, he's going to really chuck it in through the first corner. Try and keep it between the white lines, but we'll get straight at the inside. And that'll be a nice done deal there as we head up into the S's. There another position gained, but he might still be able to get a nice draft as we head up through the S's. There's so much still to try and close back up. I mean, these, yeah, TCR cars tend to be quite strong in the slipstream, to be honest. You know, they're pretty much shaped like bricks. So you can just see the Honda coming back towards me. They're just going to move a foot or so over, just to make him aware that I know what he was thinking. So yeah, need to try and get a better run through that chicane at last, especially if we've got both of them behind us now. But picking up places still slowly but surely as we get towards half distance here. It's been a good first half of the race. Hopefully that form will continue. There is 4.5 seconds, the gap to the next car. Oh, there we go. Daniel starting to flash the lights behind me, so I think he wants to try and make something happen again.
That was a 2:00.
He runs very, very late on the brakes down to turn 1 there. And he might be making something happen, and there might be him losing another place to Lewis just behind once more. So we head back up through the S's. This time around we've got about a second advantage now. So hopefully that'll be the end of that chapter. As gap to the car in front. Did it go down? Didn't actually go down last time around, but of course we had to make that move through turn 1. So we only lost half a second. I think if we can keep hitting our marks, this isn't over. Oh, as soon as I say that, shut the car through the chicane. But someone making a mistake. That was Soren just up the road. Think he's got away with it, but now, rather than a 4-second gap to try and close, it's only 2.
Nice and smooth with that throttle.
As we cross over half distance.
Fuel looks good.
Going to be 16 laps here for sure. But let's see if we can keep closing. Oh, guy in front boxes in for some reason there as we head through the final corner. Getting in towards the final third of this race there. But it's P13 now for us. And the gap to the guys in front is still coming down. It's not coming down rapidly, but it is certainly coming down each and every lap at the moment as we've finally now been able to get into a rhythm. Let's just not give up just yet. You know, there could be a bit more carnage. There's big, big gaggles of cars further up the road. They're only separated by a couple of seconds. So if we just keep plugging away, we're picking up the pieces, and hopefully we'll actually make it to the end of a race here at Watkins Glen. As you can just see there, too wide right towards the front of this little train. But how long can it continue for?
Half your fuel.
Oh, it looks like that big gaggle of cars is definitely starting to slow each other up more. Because it now means the two in front of me are well and truly nestled back in with that pack there. We've only got 8.5 minutes left to go of this race, or I think another 4 laps after this one. Yeah, I'm going to see 4 more laps after this one, but big, big gaggle from about 6th place downwards. Pretty much, yeah, it's the car in front of me. So that is not the line through there. Still got to keep hitting our marks. There's fingers crossed now. The gap should start coming down a bit more, and we might get into this fight. So there we go. There's a 3-car group just falling off the tail of the battle in front there, and the gap is starting to come down a bit more rapidly. Now it's down at about 3 seconds as we head back down towards turn 1 here, but we need them to keep battling, and we need to keep hitting our marks here. That last lap was a little bit sloppy from me down in the 2 minutes there. We need 59s right the way through to the very end there. You can see they're side by side as they head up the hill, and they might be able to get a little bit of a slipstream off each other, but surely they're going to start tripping over each other soon, and we might just by the very end be able to get into this battle there. Could a top 10 still be on? We've had quite a lonely middle part of this race, but honestly, I don't mind. Oh, really chucked the car off that first curb there. Can actually get away with quite a lot through the bus stop now, which is a pleasant change. Yeah, it's all right now just trying to balance the car over the curbs.
The gap is 2.1.
Trying enough front wheel drive. That can be quite a fun challenge there. There's 5 minutes to go then of this race. Still just trying to hit our marks. And the gap, yeah, down now 2 seconds. And you can see they're all still battling up the road. There could be freebies at the end of this. Oh! Oh! Big contact down at turn 1. And I think one guy, yeah, Joe's realised he did something silly there. And it looks like he's waiting for him there. So 2 free spots immediately then. As we might also be able to get a run on Dietmar as we head up the hill. Let's wait and see. And we're going to have so much overspeed surely now. This is going to be possible there as he's going to try and go defensive as we head up the back straight. But are we going to be able to have a look to the inside? Yes, we are. It's going to give us the room. I'm sure we're going to be able to storm through. Up the inside we go. Just make sure we get the car slowed down there, chucking over the curbs.
Nice move, mate.
And now out of nowhere, back into the top 10 then. Or I say back into the top 10 for the first time today. Inside the top 10 there as the Honda tries to film her mirrors. That's going to be a 1x, yep. 7 instant points for the day is not brilliant.
Just cut the track.
So we'll shut the back end in through the next hairpin there, but I feel like Dietmar's still got some good pace to him, but there's still more cars battling up the road. I mean, we could easily go backwards, we could easily go forwards here late on. So you just see they're really trying to lean a bit too much on the tyres. So we're just maybe focusing on my mirrors a little bit too much. Here we'll try and just break the toe slightly as we head up the back straight. So again, it's just going to try and look. Oh, where am I off? Oh! It's going to try and have a look to the outside. As I got a horrible run through the corner. Surely this is going to be... Especially if I keep clipping the grass.
Clear left.
Try and do the old up and under though. As we get in towards the final. Oh, I'm there. Brilliant little touring car racing though as we head down through the final couple of turns. We'll let him have some room, but I also don't want to give him too much on the inside there. So we'll go nice and early on the brakes. Can we do the old up and under through the final corner? No, couldn't quite get on the power that time round as early as I would have liked. As I think we can have one more after this one. Yeah, so 2 laps to go then from this race. And now could we see Daniel get back in this battle as we head down towards turn 1. Going to try and get a really nice run off the corner there. Dietmar just runs a little bit wide, but we still get the overspeed once more as we head in towards the S's for the penultimate time in this race. He's just going to try and sit in the way there, but we muscle our way to the inside. I think he knew he didn't give us the room there. We were probably going to bump him, and you're absolutely right. I definitely would have, as can we slot in front by the time we get down to the end of the straight. Yes, we can. Just force him to lift off a little bit earlier than he would have wanted there, as I'm sure. That was probably very, very close, and he must have thought we were probably going around then. I think this battle, though, has pretty much consigned us to not getting anything more positions-wise in this race, unless, of course, there's more carnage. But, I mean, if we can leave Dietmar to battle it out with Daniel on this final lap, I would be pretty happy there. As they're both 2 very, very aggressive drivers. You can see that little train of 4 cars up the road still duking it out. But I need to try and eliminate the errors that I've started to make on these last couple of laps here. You know, just don't try and take any risks by running the car a gear higher through some of the corners there. You know, just hit your lines, hit your marks. And we should be able to finish this thing inside the top 10 there and pick up a little bit of iRating. Not sure if we're going to gain any SR from our endeavours today, though. It's certainly, if it is, it's not going to be much at all. So you can just see there, Dietmar in the mirrors running very, very wide, still pushing to try and keep this gap close, as that's not going to do me any favours in towards the final couple of turns we go, though. Gap floating at about 9/10 of a second, but I think, yeah, Daniel is going to be trying to get a nice run on Dietmar through the first couple of turns there. It's just don't do anything stupid through the final couple of corners. One more lap to go then. Oh, here from Long Beach, from Watkins Glen even, I should say. We pick up another 0x there, and we're actually up to 8 instant points in the race. We must have had a contact 1x for the battle, but into the top 10 we go. Just try and get a nice run through turn 1 there. Don't pick up a 1x. That's the most important thing, and I think, yeah, unless we get a horrible run up here, Dietmar going to be a little bit too far back this time around to close up. Is Daniel going to be able to get a run on him? I mean, they're side by side up the road there. Oh, someone's gone round late on in the day, so we might get P9 at this race there to the outside of the Audi. And yes, there are more freebies to be had then late on in the day. Maybe Alejandro has picked up some damage as well as we head down through the bus stop for the final time there. Keep it all nice and tidy, as Alejandro maybe picked up some damage as well here. Doesn't look like he is. The gap isn't coming down. Either that or I'm hitting even worse lines than I thought I was. But, I mean, 2 behind us, still very, very close as we head through this final lap, though. Yeah, been a weird little race, this one. Certainly had its moments of drama, as you'd hope in a TCR race, but there's also had a few laps where, you know, we've sort of just been able to settle down by myself, get into a rhythm, and that's really what I've needed today after a disastrous week here at Watkins Glen. You know, like I said, didn't even manage to get to the end of the GT4 race, but looks like we should make it to the checkered flag here in the TCR. There's just 4 more corners to go. The gap's still floating at about 9/10 of a second between myself and Dietmar behind, or I think, yeah, we'll just about have enough to try and hold off from Daniel behind him, and Echo just behind as well there. So I definitely recognise that name before from a couple of races. But in towards the final couple of corners then, don't really need to take any risks through these final couple of turns. To be honest, I'm relieved as much as anything else that I'll actually get to the end of one of these Watkins Glen races there, as through the final corner we go. Keep it clean, keep it tidy there, get the car nice towards the wall on the exit, and we're going to come through from the back to P10 in the end there, pick up 35 iRating as well for my troubles.
And there's the finish.
We're hopefully going to try and get off the track as soon as possible. But decent little race then at last this week. Let's go have a look at our final race results. As there we go then, have a look at our final race results from the event there. We gained 44 iRating to bring us back up over 1.8k, and also 0.01 SR, certainly not as much as I would hope for, but fingers crossed, yeah, we can start some good momentum once again. They're actually quite a spread out field when all is said and done, but I guess that's what you'd expect from a top split affair there. I mean, the top guys, yeah, 4k iRating, 3.5k, 4k. Fair play to the P3 there with just 2.7k. They're getting in the mix. But yeah, I mean, Daniel at the front didn't even get a single instant point there. Seems like a lot, you know, as you go down the order, more and more cars got involved in more and more instants there. The record today was 14 for a Neko there. But if you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like and get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we will return next week out then, ready with more iRacing.